What do you have over there?
No, I just got the my phone. I got Sticky on my watch.
Turn on my microphone so people can hear me. Good evening. I'd like to call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Planning Commission to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Let the record show that Commissioner Garcia has an excused absence. Commissioner Khrushchev?
Here.
Commissioner Pahana? Here. Vice Chair Cure?
Here.
Chair Walker?
Here. Announcements. These proceedings may be viewed on demand on the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going to the city's website and clicking on the meeting agendas link. Public comment. This is time for the public to address the Planning Commission on issues within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission that are not on the printed agenda. All comments are to be directed to the chair of the commission and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional and courteous decorum during their comments. There's a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you haven't already done so, please fill out a name and address slip and give it to the Planning Commission Secretary. The Planning Commission is prohibited by Brown Act state law from taking action or discussing at length items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of the agenda item. An open public comment. Do we have any public comment today? No rushing hordes to the podium, no green slips. We're going to close public comment. Commissioner comments and reports of meetings attended. We'll start with Jim.
No reports of meetings attended, but I would like to inform staff that I will be absent from the 2nd of February to the 15th of February because I'll be away supporting an exercise. Thank you.
Leslie?
Hello, everyone. I have not attended any meetings since our last. I would like to just kind of share a moment that our thoughts and prayers are with everybody who's been affected by the fires. And I know that some of the power outages have been affecting our city and just how the county's been out here and resourcing with the 29 Palms and just being able to help people out. And, 2025 is starting out pretty tough, but I think we got this, and I'm wishing everybody, better times.
Jessica?
I have not attended any meetings, and also, can I get a pen? Thank you.
I attended the last city council meeting, but that's it for me. So we have no consent calendar. We have no items being removed from the consent calendar for discussion. So moving on to public hearings.
All right, this first public hearing is site plan review 22 bunch of zeros for the Cholla Laundromat. This request is actually for an extension of time for an approval of the laundromat that was completed, I believe, in 2022. It is zoned appropriately. It is located at 6543 Cholla. The project would have expired at the end of 2024, but they filed for an extension in a timely manner. So they're asking for the extension until July 22, 2026. I did hear from the applicant. They are unable to be here today. I said that would not change my recommendation, but if the commission did have any additional questions or concerns, we could continue it if absolutely necessary, and the applicants were okay with that. One quick note is there was some just clarification language from engineering conditions with regards to traffic impact fees, because those have been modified since they were approved last time. At least the way we do traffic impact fees have been changed. And then we eliminated some duplicate language in the conditions. If the commission needs a refresher, it is, here is the site plan with the floor plan and the proposed elevations. And we are recommending that the commission go along with the request for the continuance for 2 years.
Do we have any questions for staff from up here?
Can you go back? I think it was 2 slides. A little bit more. And again, okay.
My question is just, I wasn't here when this laundromat, so I just wanted to get a little bit more information on the background of what was approved. So it's just building the laundromat?
Yeah, this will be a from scratch construction.
Okay.
And if need be, I can bring up the conditions and the staff reports if the commission needs it.
So you, okay, I don't mean.
So no more questions from up here? Okay, I'm gonna open up public hearing. Once again, nobody rushing to the podium, no green slips in hand. We're gonna close the public hearing. Do you have anything, Jim?
No, the only thing I would add is that we've previously approved this project. I think it's a needed service within the community. It meets the requirements of our development code, our general plan, and our downtown specific plan. So I would highly recommend that we approve the extension.
On the recommendation, it's to include the modifications of conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Then I motion that we, per staff's
You can just say
Recommenda-
staff's recommendation.
recommendation, with the modified conditions of approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Krushat,
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cure,
Aye.
Chair Walker,
Aye.
approved.
Moving on to the next one.
All right, so this is conditional use permit 24, bunch of 06, which is CRV only incorporated. This is the conditional use permit application, which was previously an accessory use, or I'm sorry, administrative use permit. The proposed use is to allow for a recycling collection facility for up to 500 square feet. Basically, they're saying 499 square feet of an existing 1,187 square foot existing commercial tenant space. The property is located on the Stater Brothers Shopping Center in that far corner. It is a standalone facility, so that is going to be the primary business. So a conditional use permit is required. And then it was originally referred to the commission on December 17th. And the commission said this needs to be conditional use permit. We have since generated the conditional use permit, and now we're back. Quick refresher, this is the Stater Brothers Center. The vending space, or the tenant space, is down there, which is up for discussion. This is the proposed floor plan showing 499.6 square feet of total space, including the restroom and recycling area. These pictures are typical of other locations that they have. And I believe the applicant is here. We are recommending that the commission find this project exempt from CEQA and approve the conditional use permit as presented to you today.
Questions from up here?
No, I just know that we had our 2 recommendations for the changes, and it was because of the square footage, right?
Yeah.
One was yes.
Yeah, and it looks like that almost didn't change, or just the document submitted had been updated.
The document that was submitted got updated to reflect less than 500 square feet.
Okay. And then, handling others. Okay, I think that was the only thing. Anybody else?
Just Jim, okay. We're gonna open up the public hearing. Would the applicant like to speak?
No.
Okay. Does anybody else from the public? Please, bring your slip up. Yep. Take one and pass it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna give this one to you, and then there's one for the record.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. How is everyone today?
Very good.
So the pictures that you guys have are most of their properties. They do have multiple locations, and only 2 of them are indoor facilities. If you go to page number 4, this is an example of what the indoor facility actually looks like. And this isn't even the part of the property that the customers enter. The following page would be where the customers enter. Looking at those pictures, both of them, you can tell that more than 500 square feet is needed. Also, there was a lot of misinformation given when they spoke last time. Industrial. You guys need a baler, right? No, some of these pictures have bales in them. You won't have a baler at this location?
Please, sir, please direct
Okay,
your
you
comments.
can ask them that.
Thank you.
So, if you're looking at this, the third picture, you're looking at about 700 pounds of recycling. That's one day. You need more than 500 feet of storage to store multiple days. They kept speaking about the rural area code when it came to Cal Recycle. The email lets you know, they kept speaking about urban areas. We're not urban, we're rural. If you look at the email, Cal Recycle lets you know that in 2020, Gav Newsom updated our rural area convenience zone to be expanded up to 5 miles. I watched the video, the playback. At the 32-minute and 38-second mark, we were told that the property owners at Stater Brothers asked them to come. I couldn't get a response from Staters regarding that. None of the food and hospitality businesses were over there. When you get a chance, ask them what falls out of bags when people come in to dump their recyclables. Bugs, beer, juice. I don't think the other businesses in the area are going to be too fond of that. You said that Cal Recycle wanted you guys there.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man, 3 minutes.
That's
Well, thank you.
everybody gets the 3 minutes. Yep.
As the applicant, she has unlimited time.
Huh?
Yep. Just
You're the applicant, it's not necessary.
Hello, everybody. Just returning for this meeting, of course. I also have a copy of the terms of conditional approval that the state of California has already issued, as my application is ready to be approved. We're waiting on city, of course, and finalizing that to be able to get the state permit. They absolutely are ready to have us be at this property. In regards to, I'm not sure what, in terms of the images, I didn't receive those, but I do operate a couple of indoor centers, and not just the property owners, the customers are very happy with it. When they were, I don't know if it's possibly an old image or something, when they were starting off, but they have been running one has been running for over 8 years. So it has been running for a long time, and it has been perfected, I guess I would say. But if you have any questions or concerns in regards to any of that, feel free to let me know. And then,
Just really quickly, the pictures that was shown, I saw that it had like a little green background. Those are the original first time we opened an indoor recycling center. We went in, instead of having an outdoor recycling center, City of Simi Valley said, hey, we don't want outdoor recycling centers. We want something. We said, okay, well, let's put it indoor. This is what it looks like. It's our first time trying it. We did have a baler back then. We didn't know our procedures. This was 8 years ago. And like she said, until 8 years now, we're still operating that. The location looks way better now. We're still using under 500 square feet just for recycling. We don't have a baler there. We have a truck that picks up every single day, whether it's 300 pounds of materials or 700 pounds. It really doesn't matter. None of this gets stored at the location at all. The truck picks it up and takes it straight to the processor. And regarding the juices or anything else, we have buckets and we have toilets instead of the outside locations that don't have buckets or toilets. The customers are able to sinks.
yeah,
and
sink.
Instead of customers just dumping it around the floor, we have buckets for them and we have sinks for them to dump any of the sodas or any extra water that they have.
And then there's pest control done every month for every location to ensure that there aren't any issues that occur in terms of bugs or rodents, because of course that could come with recycling, but maintenance has to be done. It's absolutely mandatory, and it's in my lease agreement as well to do that for every location to ensure that those problems don't occur.
And we have over 500 reviews throughout all of our locations, over 4.5 ratings through all the customers. Again, we never heard of such thing where a competitor has an issue with our locations, but when, as you can see, none of the residents came out negative regarding this location. The planning department is good with it, we're good with it. We have been paying rent for almost 6 months now, and we're just held back here to make sure that we could operate our business legitimately and permanently.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you have any questions, we're here.
Anybody else from the public? Okay, we're gonna close the public hearing. Discussion up here.
I have no questions.
Mine was just, in terms of the conditions, is one of the conditions that is picked up every day by trucks, like, are those details?
They aren't in the, we can add that particular condition.
Yeah, I feel like just adding that condition would ensure that
Yeah,
needs
and
to be
there's a
done,
condition
like the
that,
pest
yeah.
control and all that. If it's in their lease, then I would just say add it to the condition. Well, if it's if they're saying that the trucks are picking up every day, monthly pest control, those sorts of things that would help mitigate some of these concerns, then we can include them in the conditions. And
Yeah, and if they are found in violation of these conditions by keeping it, if their property is not in good order, if it's not kept clean, et cetera, then if they have more space than they were allowed to be, those can be violations of their conditions, which could be citations and potential revocations.
one question I have, I guess applicant for the buckets when they get dumped, is it just everything gets dumped in the sink in the bathroom? How- how-
Customers bring it's either soda or water, and we have customer, that's what there's a bathroom there, all of that end of the day gets drained right into the sink, and nothing hazardous goes in there. We only take empty beverage containers. That's all we take.
Any excess, if there's any water, juice, or anything in a container remaining, they need to have that spilled out in order to be able to clean the container.
Okay.
Conditional use permit is only applied for 2 years, so you guys see the progress. Like you said, you guys see the violations. We're here with the city. We have cameras located at all of our locations.
Okay, thank you.
So in the conditions, it's already in here for them to remove all the recyclable materials.
I was just,
It doesn't say anything about the pest control stuff that I
Yeah.
see right now, but.
I think that was the only,
Which
Yep.
seems to already be checked through their lease agreement, they just called their landlord.
yeah.
All right, do we have any more questions, discussion? Motion time, somebody?
Okay, then I'll make the motion that we find the project exempt from CEQA, adopt the resolution with the appropriate amendment, and approve this project.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Khrushchev,
Aye.
Commissioner Pahana,
Aye.
Vice Chair Cure,
Aye.
Chair Walker,
Aye.
approved.
I do want to say, you might want to explain the appeal process.
So, people are able to appeal this decision. There is a, application you need to fill out, and then there is also, to the city council, there is a fee, correct?
We can work out those particular details.
So
but-
if anybody wants to appeal this approval, there is ability to do that. Just contact the planning office, and they will help walk you through that process, if, the application.
And it has to be done within 10 days.
And it has to be done within 10 days. I always forget that part. I gotta get back to my thing. So, we don't have a discussion for potential action items. None. No, community development director updates, always my favorite.
So there was a social media post and a Forbes article about the Reset Hotel, and the headline said the new hotel has opened. It has not opened. Just want to make that perfectly clear. I spoke with the developer before this meeting. They're looking at roughly a May opening. So, in case anyone asks, that's their goal of an opening time from their end. They're still doing construction work and ground moving and things like that. So just so we're all aware. It was in Forbes magazine. Yeah.
Look at that, we're moving up.
How about that? The other thing is, the next planning commission is going to be a couple of workshops. We're finding some as we do from time to time, we find some regulations out there that need to be tweaked. So we're thinking, instead of hitting you cold with a development code amendment, a little bit of a briefing before we take on the exercise is probably an advisable thing. And then get your preliminary feedback. And Commissioner Khrushchev, I know you're not going to be there for that one, so I may have to set up a separate time for you to pick your brain.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have a timeframe when the parks and RV parks, campgrounds and RV parks will be coming back?
I'm looking at probably another couple of months.
Because if you guys weren't aware, the city council sent that with the recommendation from staff, sent that back to us to just dot our i's and cross our t's.
Great.
And I would also recommend that everybody take a look at the development code and see what we do allow in rural areas.
And that we're gonna, so we had an internal discussion on that. I want to be very clear, and we're gonna come up with nice little charts that says, current code says.
Yep.
What the commission voted on last time was X, so we can take those item by subject matter and go through that with more of a fine tooth comb.
Perfect.
So, and just so everyone's aware, every time we have a development code amendment or a general plan amendment, there has to be advertised for at least 20 days. That is a change in state law. It used to be just plain 10 days if there was no environmental action to go along with it. So that's why everything's kind of getting pushed back a little bit, because we have to have that extra time for public scrutiny.
Got it. No study sessions, so we're gonna adjourn the meeting, but I do want to thank everybody that came out to watch. It's always fun, and we appreciate your participation. So we're gonna adjourn the meeting. Thank you.